Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all well. Today we are starting off a small round of London based theatre reviews. Starting off with one that I had to put up first because it is closing in a week. We're talking Groundhog Day. We might talk about it again next week, do the whole Groundhog Day pun. No, in all seriousness, we're going to do it this week. Groundhog Day. If you want to know my thoughts, stick around and get into it in 2 whole seconds. So, firstly, hello, if this is your first time seeing my face, my name is Claire. This is Open Roads and Theatre Seats, where we talk about theatre and also occasionally a little bit of travel. It's my 2 passions in life and I like to try and share them with you all. But enough of me, let's get into this chat, this review. I don't like to call them reviews because I'm just me. I'm a fan of theatre. Do we have any knowledge that makes me better than anyone else? No. But do I like talking about theatre and discussing it with people? Yes. So, let's get into it. Groundhog Day, the musical, is based on Groundhog Day, the film, which was released in the 1990s. And the show, the musical, has a book written by Danny Rubin, who was also the co-writer of the screenplay, which I kind of like because I assume there is quite a lot of similarities between the two. If you are a massive Groundhog Day film fan, you will enjoy Groundhog Day the musical because it has everything that's in the film but with songs, and songs makes everything better, especially when those songs and the music and the lyrics have been written by the one, the only Tim Minchin. That's right, Tim Minchin, the joy, the one, the only, the comedian, the writer, the everything behind the likes of Matilda and behind the likes of the song White Wine in the Sun. If you've never listened to that song, listen to it, stunning. Also, if you're a fan of comedy and you have a certain colour of hair, of which mine has just been dyed back to, you might enjoy a bit of Prejudice, the song, not the actual thing. Tim Minchin aside, let's get into this show. So if you are like me and have no idea what you are getting into, Groundhog Day follows the lead character Phil Connors and his journey, or his cycle, through one day which he gets stuck in. He is a weatherman and he is given the assignment, as he has been given many years previously, to go and join in with the annual celebration of Groundhog Day in a small town in Pennsylvania, USA. The whole idea of Groundhog Day is pretty much a little groundhog comes out of a hole. If he sees his shadow, there is more winter coming. If he doesn't see his shadow, then it's summer. Although I don't get why that is the case, because surely if spring is coming you will see his shadow. Anyway, that's enough of me and my confusion over the Groundhog Day. But during this year's celebration, Phil gets caught up in a time loop which makes him revisit and re-go through the entirety of Groundhog Day over and over and over and over, which is a scary thought when you think about it. This show is really cleverly done. Obviously there are some things that happen every single time the loop starts, and there is the worry that that could become a little bit repetitive, and by the end of Act 1 you could be saying it along with them, but it isn't the case. You obviously hear key things over and over throughout his day, but Phil as the character kind of tries to change things up after a while, and so those elements are thrown in which changes things slightly but still keeps him in his time loop. I'm not making sense, I'm fully aware, but I just think it was done really cleverly. The writing and the music work really well in it, and for this production the whole show has been directed by Matthew Walkus and has choreography by Lizzie G. These two elements together work so well. There is a lot of clever things that go on behind the scenes and how people have to get on and off so they can be a different character throughout Phil Connor's day. I just think it was really cleverly done. Like I said, it didn't feel repetitive, but you kind of knew what's coming up and who you were going to see next. But it's not like they were missing in action if they were in the day previous. Again, I know it doesn't make sense, but it was really cleverly done, and I really had to mention that, even though I don't make sense. Sticking quickly with the creative side, I did want to mention the set and costume design, which has been created by Rob Howell, because it is definitely worth a mention. I really enjoyed multiple elements of the set. The set it's very agile. Agile is probably not the word. It's very cleverly done in that things can move in and out really quite easily, either being pushed on or off by the cast and certain backstage people, but also can be pushed on and off again by certain casts and on and off stage people. Two moments that I really enjoyed and wanted to mention have one is in Act 1, one is in Act 2, and they both include a large scale set moment. So in Act 1 there is a large scale car. My brain didn't want to give me the word car then. A large scale car which 3 performers get in, Phil being one, and then 2 of other people who'd met in the town. And the car goes on quite the drive, and the way it has been created was really clever. I was sat in the front of the stalls, so to me it was just a car that had been moved around and it just looked really effective. I did have friends who were sitting in the top circle, and I did kind of ask in the interval, I was kind of like, okay, can you see how the car was moving, because I couldn't work it out from where I was sat. And they were able to tell me how it was done, but not how it was done. But it was just really cleverly created, and I really enjoyed that piece of set. And then going into Act 2, there is also a scene that I really enjoyed, including some waltzes, which is not what the Americans call them, but I can't remember what it is. It's like, is it like tilt-a-whirl? Something like that. We call them waltzes here. Again, they worked so brilliantly as a piece of set and a piece of the action, and I just really enjoyed watching that motion. And of course they moved kind of around the stage, and I just really enjoyed watching it, and that was a brilliant piece of design work. So on to the cast, let's get into those, because again, like the creative side, they were absolutely amazing. Central to the show is that character of Phil Connors, who is being played by the one, the only, Broadway's finest, Andy Carl. It was such a pleasure to see him in the flesh. Obviously, as a large scale fan of the Broadway recorded version of Legally Blonde, for some times that he was on stage, my brain did give me anyone order a package, which not always helpful. But Andy was absolutely excellent in the role of Phil Connors. Watching him go through the motions, repeating the same day, initially not changing it up, taking it too far, not knowing what to do, not being able to get out of it, seeing the desperation in him through a really tough period of his cycle of cycles, was just so amazing to watch, and it was a pleasure to sit there and watch him perform. Tanisha Spring is another person I wanted to mention. She is the lovely character of Rita. Rita is initially brought on as Phil's producer of the day for that one piece of news and weather, and she progresses into such a beautiful character throughout the show. I just really enjoyed watching her. It's been a pleasure to see her again. I last saw Tanisha in Prince of Egypt, which seems such a long time ago now. So it was beautiful to see her again. She has such an amazing voice, and it was lovely to see and watch, and I just really enjoyed seeing her again. And the ensemble were on fire. When looking through my program, I was like, how many of this cast do I actually know? Some of the ensemble were friendly faces I've seen on stages before, the likes of Amy Fisher and Billy Neves, and some of the Narnia alum, such as Jez Unwin and Ashley Irish. It was just a pleasure to see them all perform again, and on top of that, every single member of that ensemble were absolutely incredible. They are working so hard, moving things around, and like I've repeatedly said, it's like I'm in a Groundhog Day. It's really clever how it did not feel repetitive throughout the entire show, and it just was so cleverly done by that cast, and I just think they were absolutely amazing. They were just absolutely brilliant. So like I said, this show literally has a week left, or just under by the time this video goes up. It is closing on the 19th of August. I forgot what month we were in then. I'm now a year older and my brain can't function apparently, but no, I'm so beyond grateful that the Old Vic extended it for an extra couple of weeks, so I had the chance to go and see it. It was such a lovely piece of theatre, with heart, with joy, with an amazing score, and yeah, it was absolutely brilliant and 100% worth a watch. I hope you have enjoyed me talking through this show. There may be a few additional videos theatre wise over the next couple of weeks. I also saw 2 more shows whilst I was down for Groundhog Day, so I might try and sneak them up a little bit quicker. We shall see, because I'm also here, there and everywhere. My August is literally nuts in the way that I'm not in one space for very much time. This is supposed to be my relaxing month and I'm not relaxing. Wow, I'm creating my own musical. Anyway, enough of me rambling on. Let's stop yammering and finish this video, shall we? So yeah, there may be a few extra videos coming up over the next few weeks, so look out for them. If you want to be notified on whether I have uploaded, then please click that bell. I never normally ask for people to do that or to subscribe, because I don't want to be that person. If you want to watch, you can watch. If you don't want to watch, then click away. Either way, be kind, be caring, be lovely, and be your true selves. Motivational speech and everything. Right, I'm going to leave you here because it's getting too hot in this room, and I'm not going to lie, it is sending my head funny. So I'm going to leave you here, say thank you very much for watching. Have you watched Groundhog Day? If you did, what did you think? And if you are my friend Lizzie, how many times have you watched it? Because it's been quite a few, and thank you for recommending that I go and see it. Love you lots. But that's it. I'm going to leave you. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time for something completely different, but not really. Love you. Bye.